Hello everyone. Let us understand the concept of sinusoidal wave. It is very important to understand the pictorial representation of sinusoidal wave in graphical form as well as in phasor diagram form because all the signals, whether it is audio signal, video signal, low frequency signal just like AC power supply signal or very high frequency signal, all signals are represented in the form of sinusoidal wave. That's why let us understand what is sine wave. So a sine wave is a mathematical curve. It is a mathematical curve that describes a smooth periodic oscillation. Whenever we draw the graphical representation of sinusoidal wave, you will be able to watch that the wave has few positive side as well as the mirror image in negative side. It means it has periodic oscillation. A sine wave is a continuous wave. Continuous wave means for any time instant we can get the value at any angle, at 45-degree angle, at 90-degree angle, at 180-degree angle, or any angle in between 0 to 360-degree. We can have magnitudes either in positive sides or in negative sides. So this vertical line shows the instantaneous value of the sinusoidal wave at any instant. Here in the left side rectangle box, I have shown the graphical representation, while in the right side, the wave is represented in the form of phasor diagram. As you know that in trigonometry, you might have studied that the values of sine theta from 0 to 90 and 90 to 180-degree phase angle, the sine theta values are positive, while the sine theta values are negative for 180 to 360-degree angle. So you have to understand that for 0 to 180-degree, for 0 to 180-degree, the curve is always in the positive side. It is in the positive side. Here, this is the positive side for the 0 to 180-degree angle, while the portion is the values are negative side when it is the angle is 180 to 360-degree. So here you can watch that for 180 to 360-degree angles the values are negative. So this is the negative half cycle. So in this way we have to keep in mind that positive side and negative side, and we are now going to draw the diagram in phasor form, which is also known as phasor diagram. Now here you can see that this is a circle. This is a circle, and in the circle the x-axis is from the center of the circle to the left side, and it is in the x-axis, which is the basic line. And if we are going to make an angle from this axis line, the curve will move in the anti-clockwise direction, and suppose at any instant the curve is at this position, which may be it is just looking like a 45-degree angle. So at this instant, the vertical line, this line is showing the actual instantaneous magnitude of that sine theta value. Okay, so this amplitude is showing the actual, or you can say the instantaneous value, while this hypotenuse, here you may be able to watch that this is a right angle triangle. So this hypotenuse is having the maximum length, and this will have the maximum amplitude for that signal. Now in this phasor diagram, in the leftmost horizontal side, we say the angles are 0 degree, 360 degree, or multiples of 360 degree, which can be indicated as 2 and pi, where n is 0, 1, 2, etc. Any positive integer. And then at the top most vertical point, the at this position the phase angle is 90 degree or pi by 2 radian. And if the maximum amplitude is 1, as in the case of sine 90 degree is 1, then just opposite to it at 270 degree or 3 pi by 2 radian, the magnitude will be -1. And you can observe that when the value of sine theta is moving anti-clockwise direction, and it starts from 0 and reaches to 90 degree, the values are positively increasing. The values are positively increasing, and from 90 degree to 180 degree, the values are decreasing, and at 180 degree point, the values reaches to the 0 position. So this is the negative x-axis, you can say. This is the negative x-axis, and for 180 degree, the value reaches to again the 0 value. And when 180 to 270 degree, if the movement of sine theta is again in the anti-clockwise direction, and at that position what we are watching, that all the magnitudes are in the negative side below 0 value, and at 270 degree it reaches to -1, and from 3 pi by 2 radian to 2 pi radian, means 270 degree to 360 degree, the values are increasing from -1, and it reaches to 0 value when it reaches the angle reaches to 360 degree. So these two are the graphical representation and phasor form representation for the sinusoidal wave. And when we have to analyze the sinusoidal wave, then we have to take this mathematical derivation, mathematical form, in which we can write Vi is equal to Vm sine theta, and this Vi indicates instantaneous amplitude of voltage signal. And since theta is equal to omega t, what is theta? It is phase angle, and the formula of phase angle is equal to angular velocity into time. The relation between phase angle and angular velocity is phase angle is equal to angular velocity multiplied by time. And what is omega? Omega is actually 2 pi f. Here I am showing you what omega is equal to 2 pi f. Here I am not able to insert the pi value, but just I am writing pi 2 pi f. So you have to understand that this 2 pi f means omega angular velocity is related with the frequency. Okay. So this is the mathematical representation, and how it comes. To watch that, I am showing you this next formula derivation. As you know from trigonometry that sine theta is equal to, here this is the derivation. As you know that sine theta is equal to perpendicular by hypotenuse. In this phasor diagram, for any angle theta, this PQ is the perpendicular and this OP is the hypotenuse. And that's why sine theta is equal to PQ by OP from the phasor diagram, and is equal to, as I have told you, that PQ is the instantaneous amplitude VI, and you know that in any circle the radius is having the highest magnitude line. So OP is the is having the peak value, maximum value. Okay. So here putting the formula, putting the values of PQ and OP, sine theta is equal to VI by VM, where VI is indicated with the line which is perpendicular and indicated as PQ, while the maximum value, or the radius is the line, the OP is the line which is having the maximum magnitude, and it is written in as Vm. So, from this formula, sin theta is equal to Vi by Vm, and which has come from the basics of trigonometry. Here you can write this will provide Vi is equal to Vm sin theta, and you know that Vi is the instantaneous magnitude. Instantaneous magnitude means at any instant, what is the, what for any angle theta, what is the magnitude, that magnitude will be taken in y-axis. So this PQ line will show the instantaneous amplitude for the angle theta. So Vi is equal to Vm sin theta. We can get this from this formula. Sin theta is equal to Vi by Vm, and since theta is equal to omega t, phase angle is related with the angular velocity. Why it is, how it is related with the angular velocity? Let me show you here that in this, if this theta, if this OP line is moving anti-clockwise, suppose at any instant this is the angle, this one is the angle. If I am I may be able to draw, this is the angle, this is the angle. So this is the angle and this is the line. So then what you will watch that this, if the angle is increasing, so simply the formula you have earlier studied in your childhood, that distance distance is equal to velocity 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 multiplied with time. I uh, I can recall from my childhood memories that distance is equal to velocity into time. So here, this curve from 0 degree to a certain angle theta, this curve, this maybe a semicircle or lesser than semicircle, this curve is the distance covered by the angle, and if it is covering the angle with a velocity omega, then the theta is equal to omega t. That mathematical relation you can get, that I have explained you in the last one, that phase angle, that is the distance covered by the angle, and angular velocity is the velocity to cover that angle distance and multiplied by time. So this is the method how can we get the formula theta is equal to omega t, and the theta can be replaced with omega t. And since you know that here f, that is the frequency, and that frequency is equal to 1 by time period. Okay, this frequency is 1 by time period, and you know that one time period is for one cycle, means when the phase angle is starting to take the values from 0 to 360 degrees, then one cycle is completed. So for one cycle there is 2 pi angle. This 2 pi, the value 2 pi is taken here. The value is for the value 2 pi is for one cycle. So if the number of cycles are raising, then we have to multiply it with number of cycles, and number of cycles per unit time is f, that is known as frequency. Here you are able to watch. Then that's why since for every next cycle the same values will repeat itself, that's why here we can write that omega is equal to 2 pi f, because the velocity is covering the the velocity, you know that velocity is equal to distance by time. Distance by time means distance covered in unit time. So here 2 pi f means the phase angle covered in unit time, that is that can be explained as 2 pi f. So omega can be represented as 2 pi f, and then the final formula becomes Vi is equal to Vm sine 2 pi f t. Now, this is the phasor representation formula derivation for sinusoidal waveform. Now, we have to understand the terminologies which is used in the sinusoidal waveform. The amplitude, here I am showing you the amplitude at any instant. At any instant, this is the amplitude which is taken in vertical direction, in y-axis direction. So at for the angle omega t or for the angle theta, the amplitude can be shown in the y-axis in the vertical direction, and at any point this may be the value. So this is the instantaneous value for a particular angle theta. Okay, and at pi by 2 we get the peak value or maximum value. This is the maximum value, and in the positive direction this is the minimum value which can be shown in the negative direction. And cycle, here I have shown cycle for one time period, one complete positive variation, one complete negative variation complies with one complete cycle, and the time for one cycle is known as time period and denoted as capital T. The other terminologies, that frequency, the frequency can be represented as let me show you. The frequency can be represented as the formula cycles per second. Okay, number of cycles made in 1 second is called frequency, and the unit is hertz or cycles per second. So for getting the complete weave of the sinusoidal wave, now we must understand all the terminologies which are associated with the sinusoidal wave as peak value, instantaneous value, cycle, time period, etc. Now let us move when we are going to study multiple sine waves together. Now here you can watch that in this leftmost and topmost diagram, you can watch that there are the waveforms of two signals. One is indicated as input signal and the other is indicated as alias frequency signal. Here you can watch that if the signal are different and originated at the same point, then the high frequency signal has more number of cycles than low frequency signal. And what is the concept of frequency? Frequency is equal to F is equal to 1 by T. So for low frequency signal, since frequency is reciprocal to time period, so for magnitude if of frequency which is lower, then the time period will be larger. So low frequency signal contain larger time period. So here you can watch that in the diagram, the alias frequency for one peak value to another peak value. This is one peak value. So one peak value to another peak value of alias frequency signal, there is a larger time period compared to input signal indicated here, which are having number one peak. Here you can compare that for the input signal, this is first peak, this is second peak, this is third peak, this is fourth peak. So for one time period of alias frequency signal, it is having more than 4 cycles. The input signal is having more than 4 cycles. It means that input signal is high frequency signal, and high frequency signals having smaller time period. And here you can watch that for the original originating point, and this is the one time period for the input signal which is much smaller than the time period which is for the alias frequency signal. This is the time period for alias frequency signal, which is much greater than the higher frequency input signal. So in this way we can generate the concept of low frequency signal and high frequency signal, and this can be better understood in this rightmost diagram, where low frequency signal, high frequency signal, ultra high frequency signals are shown. Whenever we are drawing the sinusoidal wave, we have to keep in mind that time is taken in the horizontal axis and the amplitude is taken in the vertical axis. Now you can watch that here all the signals, all these three signals are at the same vertical axis, means all have the same originating point. And then for the same time duration, if I am drawing the time in the x-axis, you can watch that for the same time duration, low frequency signal is having lowest number of cycles, high frequency signal is having more number of cycles, and ultra high frequency signal is having highest number of cycles. So this is the concept of lower frequency signal and higher frequency signal. Now one more formula that you have to keep in mind, we can use it afterwards, that the formula of wavelength. If in the x direction, if in the x direction of sinusoidal wave, if we are taking the physical quantity distance in place of time, then the signal which is covering distance in one cycle, that distance, this distance which is covered by the signal in one cycle, that distance is known as wavelength. What is a wavelength? Wavelength is the distance covered by a cycle of any AC signal. And since you know that distance is equal to um, the distance is equal to velocity by time, and you know that frequency is 1 by time. So here this, if I am texting this formula, as you know that distance d is equal to, distance d is equal to velocity by time. And since frequency, here you are watching that frequency is equal to 1 by time, so what we can write, wavelength, 1 minute, I have made a mistake. Distance is equal to velocity into time. Distance is equal to velocity into time, and this t can be replaced as 1 by f, which we can get from the formula f is equal to 1 by t. This t can be replaced as 1 by f. Okay, so the formula of wavelength will become lambda is equal to v by f, and this is the formula for wavelength. So what you have to keep in mind, that whenever you are studying the sine wave, the concept of sine wave has to be cleared, then we should have the clear cut concept of frequency, wavelength and time period. Now to the newcomers in the field of communication engineering, since all the communicating signals are drawn in sinusoidal form, so I must suggest all the students that make a practice of drawing sinusoidal waveform in this form, where you have to make proper points at the x-axis as well as the y-axis. All the positive peaks should resemble in the same horizontal line, all the positive peaks of all cycles, and in the same way all the negative peaks of all cycles should resemble in the same horizontal line, and the positive peaks horizontal line, negative peaks horizontal line, and x-axis line must be parallel. And in the same way, for each half cycle, the duration of time must be identical. So I hope that you student will take care of drawing the sinusoidal wave, and you will make practice for drawing the sinusoidal wave, so that we can understand the communication system, we can draw the signals for communication system in a better way. Thank you, students.